Hey guys, what's going on? Richie from Photons Across the Air, and so I just got done with a new laser build a few days ago. This is the Oclaro700. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but about 8-9 months ago, I actually had built a MITS 500, and I completely destroyed it by taking the lens off of it over and over. And since the MITS 500 is an open can diode, it's more susceptible to dust particles getting in there, or even humidity for that matter. So I think that was the result in that. I think that's why it ultimately failed, because I kept taking the lens off of it, and so you're not really supposed to do that. So I decided to just go ahead and build another 638 because I kind of missed this wavelength, missed the color quite a bit. So I went with the Oclaro700, what I was originally going to go with to begin with before I got the MITS 500. Now I will tell you that it looks pink or magenta on camera, but it's definitely not. It's more on the red side, so it looks really pink on camera, but it's definitely red. Be nice if it was magenta. Be a very exotic wavelength right there. So this makes 4 successful laser builds. I've got a 405, a PLTV 450B, and then this of course Oclaro700. And I count the MITS 500 as a successful build, even though I destroyed it on accident. It did work for several months before I did something dumb by taking the lens off. Now I'm only using a 3-element lens and a 1-amp driver. And so I don't have an LPM, so I really have no way of knowing exactly how much power this thing's putting off. All I can do is kind of estimate it based on DTR's testing. And with a 3-element lens and a 1-amp driver, I should be getting anywhere between 500 to 700 milliwatts. So who knows, some number in between there. It's probably closer to about 600. So we are just gonna go on the safe side and call this 650 milliwatts instead of 700. So we're gonna go with that. So one of the coolest things, well, first things first, I want to tell you guys, don't buy the parts to build a 638 thinking that it's going to be an orangish tint, because it's really not. It's basically just a lighter version of a 650. There's really no hint of orange in there at all. It's pretty much just mostly a light red. I see no orange at all. It's mostly just a light red. So just remember that there's no orange coming out of this thing at all. And if there is, a spectrometer would probably pick it up, but not your eyes. I mean, honestly, if some people say they can see orange in this, then, well, good for them, because I can't. So now, one of the coolest things about red lasers, one of the most amazing things about red lasers, is at 600 milliwatts, it does not burn your skin at all. Even if you concentrate this thing into a fine hair point, it still doesn't burn your skin. You might feel a slight tingle, but that's about it. And that's, of course, due to those very, very long wavelengths. Your skin has a very difficult time absorbing that energy like it would with like a 405 or a 445, mostly purples and blues. And even greens for that matter, but red, something like this, it's just your skin has a very difficult time absorbing that energy. Now remember, one really cool thing about lasers, all lasers for that matter, the actual beam of the laser, I've actually been told so many times that these lasers actually have a lot of heat traveling down the beam, but that is not the case, in case you guys didn't know. I'm sure that a lot of you watching this probably do know, but laser beams, the actual beam of the laser does not carry any thermal heat down it whatsoever, not a single degree of thermal heat. It's basically just energy in the form of radiation, of course, depending on the wavelength and how long or short the wavelength is. And whatever surface that this laser, or any laser for that matter, touches, absorbs that energy, and then that's what causes it to heat up very quickly and burn something. So remember, there's absolutely no heat in this beam at all. You can stick a thermometer right above it, or even on it, and it's not going to give you any reading at all. I post some laser stuff on Facebook every now and then. I'm not much of a Facebook person. I get on Facebook every now and then just for fun, but I'm more of a YouTube junkie. I get on YouTube a lot more than I get on Facebook. And I'll post things to Facebook every now and then, and I understand that the general population or general public, they don't really fully understand lasers like a lot of laser enthusiasts do, but when I post something on Facebook, I'll have this shining across the room, or I'll hit my hand with it or whatever, stuff like that. And one of the funniest things I get all the time, more often than not, is, hey, be careful with that laser. You don't want to get cancer. You don't want to end up developing cancer, by shining the laser around. It's not that kind of radiation. It's not radioactive particles flying off like a power plant, uranium, stuff like that. It's a different type of radiation. In fact, there's radiation all around you, constantly hitting you every single day, whether that be from a Wi-Fi signal, microwaves, stuff like that. Radiation is always hitting you. And so this is basically photon radiation. It's not that type of radiation. So, I know that you guys watching this know that, but some people don't, and they assume by playing with these things you're going to get cancer. But it's not that kind of the warning emblem on the side. It says warning, you know, radiation leaving aperture of laser. Be careful not to hit your eyes. You know, a lot of people for some reason surprisingly think it's that type of radiation, like, you know, the radioactive isotopes and stuff like that. It's, you know, and a lot of people think that, and I'm not sure why. But if you're watching this video and you didn't know that, then it's great that you do know it now. So no, you can't get cancer by shining a laser on your hand. Quite stunning, actually. Really is. These C6 hosts are actually magnificent hosts. They really are. If you run a extended length copper heatsink, thermal adhesive or thermal compound between the module and the heatsink, then you actually can get a pretty good runtime out of this, as long as you're not running, you know, 5 or 6 watts through it. But a 700 milliwatt Oclaro or a half watt BDR209 can actually probably have a good 60-second runtime before I need to turn them off. So yeah, there it is. Pretty cool, guys. So thank you all for watching.